Hi everyone, Misha the Word Witch. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a really long time since I've posted anything, and there's been a lot of reasons for that. Originally, I thought my first video back would be a decluttering video that I did a while back ago before we moved. Because as you can see, I'm in a completely different place than I was in my last video, and then I was in a completely different place in between that video and this video. It's a very long story. Let's just say I've moved a few times. So instead of doing the decluttering video, I thought, you know what? I see a lot of people doing book decluttering videos on YouTube. I haven't seen too many people, go, books I would never part with. So I figured for my first video back, I would share just some of the books that for one reason or another I will never part with, just for something a little different. If you end up enjoying this video, I can do more because this is just a very small amount compared to the overall amount of books that I will never get rid of. So starting in no particular order, the first one is The Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. So there's two reasons why I will never part with this. The first one being it's Edgar Allan Poe. He's my favorite writer. He's one of my biggest influences as a writer. And the other reason being is my dad purchased this for me. I can't even tell you how many years ago now. It's at least probably been a decade or so. But, I'm really close to my dad, and him purchasing this for me just makes it extra special for me. So for those two reasons, I will never part with this book. The second book is the collector's edition of The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. Now, this book I will never part with because I actually got to meet Sarah Penner back in November. I will link that blog post down in the description. But the reason why I will never part with this, besides the fact that it's a beautiful, beautiful book, is she signed it for me. You can see probably a better picture of it on my vlog. But yeah, she signed it for me, and I got to talk to her, for a few minutes. I got my picture taken with her, and it was just an incredible experience. And actually, thanks to the original experience of meeting her a couple weeks ago, I was able to have a 30-minute Zoom session with her and talk to her about the novel I'm working on. And her advice was just super helpful. She was so nice, and just for that reason, this I will never get rid of, and eventually I would like to find a way to, display it in all its glory once we have our office more in shape. So the next 4 books are a series, and it is the Divergent series. Not only is it one of my favorite series, but recently, thanks to a site called Pengo Books, I was able to get Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant all in the collector's editions. So the collector's editions, just mean they're shiny. There's more additional content to them. There's actually Veronica Roth's signature on them. I think I still have my original set of these books back home in a storage tote at my parents'. But when I saw the collector's editions, I was like, you know what? Since I know this is a series I love, and I will, continue to reread it and keep it on my shelf, that I had to upgrade to the collector's editions. And for 4, the copy that I got is actually a signed copy. You can see right there is Veronica Roth's signature. So it's not exactly a collector's edition, but by having her signature in it, I think that makes it pretty special. So I will never part with any of these, and I got a really good deal on all of them. You would expect collector's editions of books to probably be, hundreds of dollars. I did not pay hundreds of dollars for these. So Pengo Books is a really great place to look for collector's editions, which is actually where I got the next two books I will never part with. They are the collector's editions of The Six of Crows and The Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. She is the author of the, oh God, why am I blanking on what series? I love the series. Shadow and Bone series. Oh my goodness. Can you tell it's been a long day? But I saw these on Pango Books, and I was halfway through reading Six of Crows, I believe, when I bought this. But yeah, I got the two of them together, and I mean, look at them. They're beautiful, and I love the red pages. I kind of wish the pages on this one would have been gold to kind of go with the theme, but like it's just a really beautiful book. Eventually, I do have the Shadow and Bone series. I just have the regular copies though, so eventually I would like to get either like a collector's or like a special edition set of it because I really enjoyed that series. So I won't ever part with that series, but the 3 books I have now I would eventually like to upgrade for a much nicer set. And because there's one thing I've realized, yes, I love books. Yes, I love being surrounded by books. But I don't need to own every single book in the world. But if I own a book, I want it to be like a very special edition, especially if it's a book I absolutely love. These are probably one of the few exceptions to that rule. And the last books that I'll be showing in this video are my Harry Potter books. Now, I will say I do have the Mina Lima editions of Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. I have not purchased the Prisoner of Azkaban one yet. And I do have the big illustrated ones that were illustrated by Jim Kay. Basically, I won't part with those. And the reason I won't part with these Harry Potter books are I've had these for a really long time. I can't even tell you how long. I just remember my mom getting me the first 4 off of somebody, I think on like Craigslist, back when Craigslist was still a thing, because my original copy of Sorcerer's Stone had fallen apart in my hand. It was a paperback. I had read it more times than I can count, and it fell apart in my hands one day, and I was devastated. And then the other 3, Order of Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows, I remember getting all of them at Barnes & Noble, going to or not all of them were from Barnes & Noble. Borders, I think like 1 or 2 of them were from Borders when Borders was still a thing. But anyway, I just remember going, at midnight to pick them up, or, the day after, reading them and everything. So, even with all the stuff that's happened with J.K. Rowling, which, I wrote a whole blog post about that. I can link that below as well. I'm still completely nostalgic for the series. I still absolutely love the book series. And I will never part with these. These are books that I eventually would like to share with my children if I ever have any. And yeah, probably the only way I would ever end up replacing these is if they somehow fell apart, but I've had them a really long time and they've survived multiple moves, so I think they'll be okay. But yeah, so these, I know there's so many different editions of Harry Potter out there. Like I said, I own 2 other versions of most of these books, and I just won't part with any of them. So yeah, that's just some of the books that for one reason or another I will never part with. If you enjoyed it, please let me know, and I can do another video. Like I said, I have plenty more books that I know I will never part with for one reason or another. So that's all. I hope you all have a magical day. Thanks.